This week, we have seen the World Cultural Sports Festival here in Seoul, Korea, in which something like 8 religious groups from worldwide and something over 80 countries took part, which brought the youth together to play different kinds of games and sports, and that improves understanding between the young people, the future generations who are going to be the leaders of the world.
Well, we came to this tournament not only to have a sports activity, but also to have a cultural experience, to see Korea and what it has to offer, but also to meet with people from different cultures, different countries, different religions, to interact with them in a good competition. I think these are people that we don't really usually meet on a regular basis in Israel, and I think it will be a great experience for us to meet with them one-on-one and to talk to them directly about different issues. I think it will help to bring down barriers and will make it much easier to understand each other's problems.
So that's the power of the Interreligious Peace Sports Festival. It really brings in young people, it brings young people together, and it creates a community, like a mini world community. You know, we have here 1,250 athletes and 650 people on staff, and our staff is interreligious in itself, and it creates a kind of an interesting mini world, a little microcosm if you want. So people go back at the end of this, like last year, and it's amazing. They write letters, they stay in contact, and that's really what the sports festival is.
Any athlete will tell you that if there's one thing that unites all athletes, is a mutual respect for skill and ability and preparation. And that mutual respect crosses cultural lines, international lines, religious lines, race lines, sex lines. And that's the reason why athletes are able to work together so well in things like the Olympics, is because of the mutual respect for the skill of what they do. That mutual respect allows them to develop a sense of understanding of each other's in terms of both their differences and their individual value as human beings.
You can do sports, by yourself, go jogging and things like that. But if you have people that are in competitive sports, it's very special. They have to push themselves to a very, very high degree to get to the level they're at. And actually, you can't really get anywhere unless you have somebody helping you push yourself to that point, where you're breaking your own barriers, so to speak. And in competitive sports, the winner knows that he has won because somebody made second spot. And that's power. That's really powerful there. When people that are completely different background, different religion, come together and they push themselves together, they'll form a bond that it's very difficult to break. And that's the power of the sports festival. That's how we use sports to create peace and to create community.
The situation in today's world is often we divide ourselves according to our religious name tag. That's really an artificial barrier. We are all part of humankind. Today's theme here at the Sports Festival is we are one global family. So how can that recognition happen? We have to create an environment where that is not the barrier. We're playing together, we're having cultural programs together, we're having interaction together. And then through that, some kind of knowledge, some kind of appreciation, some kind of trust can be built.
Because as you know, many groups and communities encourage sometimes hostility toward others, whether neighbors or whether they are overseas, they encourage hostility. And the young people grow with his hostility. So it's always necessary to gather young people so that they can benefit from other experiences, so that they get to know other communities, nationalities, habits, traditions, and religions, so that when they are young, they grow with the idea of openness, they grow with the idea of respect to others, they grow with the idea of understanding others. And this is, in my opinion, very important.
The focus of attention of this very event is to bring us together to realize what God has got for us. Look at how wonderful we look, and look at how incredible everything is going through our minds. So this morning, as we getting ready to meditate upon love, friendship, oneness, and one nation, I want everybody to release yourself, to actually feel the sense of love.
And that's all really the IPSF is doing in one way. It's using sports to just bring youth together. We're bringing over 1,500 people total at the IPSF from every country, from over 50 nations. You really don't get that anywhere else. You really don't get people to come together, and they're not there to talk about politics. They're just there to build understanding and deep friendships and relationships with each other. And that's the beauty, I think, of IPSF.
It provides that opportunity for all of us, both those of us that are leaders and those that are the participants, to see how important it is that you give of yourself, because we've all at some point in our lives been the recipient of great generosity, and primarily from many times from community of faiths and from cultures that are not our own. So the IPSF using sport as a vehicle to bring together the youth allows for that to develop further into other areas of their lives.
I think that's where we can see that we're being successful. You know, it's working. You know, people bond, people create new friendships, we have formed a new community, and the people really want to stay together, and I think that's what the world really should be like. And it's great to be at the Interreligious Peace Sports Festival because you can experience world peace in a small community. And it is world peace because you have people from all over the world being together.
We're bringing people from all different backgrounds, so many different nations, so many cultural traditions, so many religious traditions. This provides a friendly environment where we can get young people to learn about each other, to learn about what is Hinduism, what is Islam, what is Christianity. We have really a warm, embracing environment. We have a high level of sports competitions, and we're introducing these young people to the world's cultures.